Well, guys, I'm back with the Q&A answers. This is going to be the answers to the Q&A that um, Zach D Productions and Feeding the Machine Red 2605. Um, they have asked me some questions, so I'm going to answer them. This might be a longer video than expected, so bear with me. Zach started off with 14 questions, so I'm gonna go uh, all the way down, and then Feeding the Machine, Red 2605, asked me, what is my favorite Demon Hunter song lyrically? And have you checked out the band Linkin Park? What's your favorite social media platform? Okay. So first, I'm going to start off with the Zach D Productions because he has 14 questions. I think he wants a lot of answers, so we're going to get into that. Question number one: are there any bands that you were looking into? And I'm not really what you're like. Are you talking about like rock or any genre? Because I am getting into a lot of different music. I've been getting into a lot of different music these last couple of years. I'm a rap fan mostly, so anything with like rap, Lecrae, Tadashi, 116 Click, NF, Eminem, that type of thing. And then if there's bands kind of like Demon Hunter out there, I might give them a listen, but I'm always going to be a Demon Hunter fan, 100%. Um, I'm not really getting into any new music, new bands. I probably just stick to the bands that I am listening to, or unless they are a new soaking artist or a soaking worship music band that I haven't heard of, I might give them a listen, and if I like their music, I'll get it. Um, so that's. I hope that answers your question, Zach. Question two: thoughts on Alice in Chains? Um, they are one of Ryan Clark's biggest influences. Okay, here's my take on Alice in Chains. I actually went through these questions and kind of looked Alice in Chains up, and I kind of sense like an '80s vibe, like a like kind of like old school, like really really old school, like maybe uh I don't know, an AC/DC, stuff. I just kind of like an oldies rock metalcore band or something. I don't really know. I like their stuff, but I'm not really a fan. One of their music videos I watched. So I mean, they're okay. They're just not. They're just not for me, man. Let's see. Um, would you like to see Demon Hunter do more experimentation on their next album? Songs like Lesser Gods and Rescue Myself. Um. Oh, hold on. Wrong. Question three. Sorry. Thoughts on Red's newest single. Here's what I liked about Red's new single. Now I know this is. I've been a fan of Red since they came in. They came on the music scene. Um, once I first heard of their album End of Silence. Um, but when I listened to their new song, uh, I got a a vibe of their. Um, let me get back on there, see what their albums are, because I do get a very interesting vibe of Beauty and Rage. Beauty and Rage is what I hear when I hear that new song. I get that. Beauty and Rage probably has to be my favorite Demon Hunter album of all time, actually, in my personal opinion. And then the And of Silence is a close second. Um, and then the rest are just, the third is Innocent and Instinct. Um, and then the rest don't even count for me. Look, I really like their new single. I hope that this new album that they're coming out with is like Beauty and Rage. Absolutely love that album. In fact, I might listen to it when I get finished with doing this video. Um, so I like their new single. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the new album, and I like the fact that they're going in at it alone. Um, I I think the other problem that I have, uh, the problem that I have with, you know, record labels, I think they try to hold the band down on their creativity. Um, so I like the fact that they're going in at it alone. Um, question number four. Would you like to see Demon Hunter do more experimentation on their next album? Songs like Lesser Gods and Rescue Myself. I would actually like that a lot. Um, I think Demon Hunter, I think what they did with these two albums this year really surprised me. Like I said, I think War is probably their best hardcore album. Uh, Probably one of their best hardcore albums ever. Uh, Now, I will say this. I will say this. The the War album, why it's one of my favorites and why it brings me back to so many old albums is because of the fast pace that I get when I listen to uh, albums like Summer of Darkness or the Triptych, and I get that same fast pace, probably a little bit faster, with the War. So I really like what they did with Lesser Gods and you know the songs like that. I think they should do more songs like that because it gives people who haven't heard them an idea of how far they could go and how good they could, how good they really are. And I wish that Demon Hunter had a much bigger fan base, and I wish they had a bigger following. So if you, for those of you that are coming across this video and you're like, who is Demon Hunter? Who is that? Please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell because I talk a lot about Demon Hunter, especially when I hear about new albums and when they come out with new albums. I like to really go in depth because I've been listening to them since 2005. So I have an idea, a really strong idea of what they, who they are as a band and how much they mean to me personally as a listener. So I really like Lesser Gods and Excuse Myself. Um, let's see. Or Rescue Myself, sorry. Uh, Number five, what do you think are some of Demon Hunter's worst songs? I'm just going to say this. Their worst songs were probably on the Extremist album. I think the only song that I like on the Extremist album was Cross to Bear. That was it. It was just, I think that was their worst, honestly, probably the worst album that they've ever done. The second worst album would probably be, oh, uh, I don't know, probably The Storm of the Gates of Hell, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe you'll have to listen and kind of help me out with that one, Zach. Maybe you have a different um, ears and maybe a different opinion on that. So let me let's see what you have to say on what their worst songs are because I really think their worst songs were probably on their Extremist album, in my personal opinion. Um, let's see. Have you ever considered giving classic metal a chance? Bands like Iron Maiden, Metallica, etc. Well, here's the thing on classic metal for me. When I was in middle school and I went through that heavy metal phase, that crazy phase, I did listen to a radio station called 97.1 The Eagle here in Fort Worth, Texas. Uh, and I was really into Metallica at that time. But Metallica for me is really not my forte. Uh, I think they're a great band nonetheless. I really think that they're a really great band. I'm not trying to knock them, but I'm not really a classic metal person. If I were going to go like classic rock, classic metal, it would be AC/DC, um, bands like that. I just have a different opinion on those things. But I'm not really into classic metal, so I'm just more into the Demon Hunter metal for a strange reason. I just love Demon Hunter, hardcore fan. So let's see here. Number 8, thoughts on band Killswitch Engage. Their previous vocalist featured on the DH album Summer of Darkness. Okay, Killswitch Engage. Here is what I listened to a few of their stuff on YouTube, but I just doesn't get it doesn't get me pumped up. I think Demon Hunter's the only band that can get me pumped up. I think music today in a lot of ways is dying. I think there's no more creativity. I don't it just music is dying in some ways. I don't listen to music like radio music that much. I don't listen. I just listen to albums and some of the stuff. These last couple of years, I think music has been on the downslide. Like it is poor. I mean, in 2017, I think was probably one of the worst years for music. Uh, Preferably because Eminem put out his uh, revival album, which was absolutely ugh gross. I just the production on that thing was terrible. Uh, I just and there was no yeah we get it Eminem, you hate Trump but he's your president. So uh, and then in 2018 he comes out with Kamikaze, which is a lot better. But um, it was. I think music is on the downside. I think music is dying in some ways. There's no. Uh, I think we're in a really, really bad spot when it comes to music in all genres, not just rock, not just rap. I think in all genres. I think we're just really at this point where I'm like I can't. It's hard for me to listen to music nowadays. It really is. Um, let's see. Question. Where are we here? Hmm. Let's see. Um, excuse me. Um, Favorite Demon Hunter album cover. Ooh, favorite Demon Hunter album cover. Um, let's see here. I'm gonna do something here. Let's see. Um, I think Demon Hunter, my favorite album cover from Demon Hunter, would probably have to be. It's a tie. It's a tie between the Triptych and the True Defiance. True Defiance Deluxe Edition. It's really a tie for me between those two. I really like I really like the True Defiance album cover. True Defiance is probably one of my not just because of the album cover. I thought it was really cool, but also because the music was extremely good. And extremely prophetic for me. I've got a lot of words of knowledge out of it for certain people. It just music Demon Hunter, straight up, extremely prophetic. I don't really care what people say. Even though they're a Christian metal band, they are extremely prophetic, extremely anointed. But the other one, the Triptych, I'd have to go with the Triptych because The Triptych is my favorite album from Demon Hunter. I'd have to say it's a tie between the True Defiance album cover and the Triptych, but also the third runner up would probably be Summer of Darkness. I really like that album cover as well, uh, and I think it really gives an idea of what the band is like and gives a really different vibe of them. I think album covers really tell you who the band is in some way, and what the music is going to be, and how it's going to be. So I really like album covers. I think Demon Hunter does a great job with their album covers. They're really good at that. Um, let's see. Question number 10. Would you agree that Christian metal helps make the genre as a whole seem less seem less satanic to those who aren't familiar with it? I think in a lot of ways it does. I think a lot of people, when they hear the words Christian and metal together, they kind of get a different, metal's satanic, metal's this, metal's that. Listen, a lot of music is, see, here's what music is in general, and I'm not trying to do a Bible study here or anything. I'm just stating facts. The music industry as a whole, before the world was created, before everything happened, Satan was in charge of the worship. So he was in charge of the music. He still, in some ways, is in charge of music, and he knows what he's doing with the music today. He's using the music to switch the people around. But I do think the Christian metal gives Christians a voice in the metal genre, and I think a lot of people seem to forget that Christian metal is in some ways a lot better than regular metal, in my personal opinion. I think one of my favorite other albums that I got back in 2008, right before I graduated high school, or probably right after, was a album called "Save Me From Myself" by Brian Head Welch, and it goes into the music side of his testimony, how he found God, how he found Christ, how he quit drugs, alcohol, sex, all that, and really basically how God saved his life. If you have not heard that album, be sure to check that out. "Save Me From Myself," which is a really, really good album. Zach, I think you might like that one. If you're into Korn, you might want to give this album a listen. "Save Me From Myself" is a really good album. So yeah, I think that will give you your answer. So I hope that helps. Let's see. If you got to see three bands on tour together near you, who would they be? You know, that's a really hard question. That is a really, really hard question. I think I would like to see Thousand Foot Crutch, Red, and Demon Hunter on tour together. Um, Maybe. I don't know. But I would have really liked to see Red and Demon Hunter on tour together. I think that would be really extremely amazing. Uh, and I think that would be a great tour to go to. Red, Demon Hunter, if you're listening, work it out. I would love to see you guys on tour together. You guys are extremely amazing. And Red, I'm also looking forward to your new album. Hopefully it comes out later this year. I'm really excited based on your new single that just came out. I'm really excited and really looking forward to hearing it. Okay, so let's see. Number 12. Would you agree that making friends online is easier than making friends in person? That is a very, very good question. And I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on that. I think making friends online, although it may be easier, it's not as intimate. It's not as like, you don't really get to know the person because people online only put out what they want you to see. So you really don't get to know the person. If you go meet them online or meet them and then you meet them in person, they might be totally different than what they post online. Um, and for me it's one on one. I like to meet the person face to face. I would like to talk to them, get to know them, let them get to know me, get to know their heart, get to know their mind, let them get to know my heart, my mind, and everything, and how that's my thing. I'm more of a one on one person. So if I meet somebody, it would probably be face to face. I would be easier face to face, although it's a lot more difficult for me now because I'm beginning to see things differently, and a lot of people don't always agree on on my views. They think I'm a little bit nuts. But anywho, uh, let's see. 13. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Okay, this one is very interesting because I'm subscribed to a lot of YouTubers. Two of my favorite YouTubers are in the UK, are from the UK, and Deji and KSI. One of my other YouTubers that I like are Steven Crowder. Pretty much anybody that is conservative and really tears down the liberal agenda, liberal media. Mark Dice. Let's see. Um, Anybody? Oh, one of my some other YouTubers that I really like, Anna, that Star Wars girl, and Geeks and Gamers, because they tear into the liberal media and the agenda of Hollywood. I absolutely love it. And also, just so you guys know, after Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, I am going to give you a video talking about the whole Star Wars trilogy in general, so be on the lookout for that next year. Actually, at the end of this year, probably in January of 2020, because I'm gonna get all the Star Wars movies in that time period, and kind of watch them again, even though Rian Johnson destroyed the Star Wars and destroyed Luke Skywalker and made him look like a wuss. Uh, I'm gonna watch all the Star Wars movies from beginning to end, from start to finish, and I'm gonna give you guys a very long video in the future on uh, on that topic, Star Wars, and how Disney and Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy destroyed Star Wars and just absolutely destroyed my childhood. Although I was not born in the 70s and I was born in 88. So I kind of grew up, even though I wasn't born in the Star Wars era, I grew up on Star Wars. I love Star Wars, and Disney has totally destroyed Star Wars because of Kathleen Kennedy and her stupid decision making. So Disney, thank you for destroying my childhood. I really appreciate it. And George Lucas, why did you sell it to them? Why did you sell it to them? That was a stupid move. I know you were trying to prolong the Star Wars and you thought Disney was going to do good on it. They did not. They just destroyed Star Wars by letting Kathleen Kennedy in as president and had her run the thing into the ground. J.J. Abrams, I feel sorry for you that you have to fix what Rian Johnson destroyed. In some ways, I also blame you because you listened to Kathleen Kennedy about adding these new characters who have no lineage to the story. It's totally worthless. I hope you can fix it in Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, but I doubt that you can. So, anyway, sorry on going on that rant. Plus, there will be more of that rant coming in the future, so look out for that video. Also, let's see here. Who are some other YouTubers that I like? Let's see. I like Sean's View Entertainment because I used to be a big WWE fan, but it's been going downhill the last several years, the past decade. Uh, so I've kind of stopped watching it, but he kind of gives me my WWE news and wrestling news. Uh, and I just like YouTube videos in general, anything that I'm interested in. I don't know. I mean, I have so many YouTubers that I follow, it's crazy. Uh, but I just like YouTube, and also it's just fun to watch other people's videos and see what their thoughts on things are, or if you want to watch video gameplay and like movies, I like to do that. So that's the other reason why I got onto YouTube. Um, so here's the last and final question from Zach D Productions. Okay, so what made you want to be start a YouTube channel? Now, here's the thing. This is gonna be a little. This is gonna be a little interesting topic, and I'm glad you asked this question, Zach, because the reason why I wanted to start this YouTube channel is because a lot of people on YouTube, there are a lot of YouTubers that criticize Christianity, okay, and say that God's not real and God's this and God's fake and Jesus is fake, blah blah blah. The one YouTube channel that got me interested in starting this YouTube channel to bring people closer to God in ways that most people don't realize is The Amazing Atheist, because he would bash God, he would bash Jesus, he would bash it. And so that's one of the reasons why I started this channel. But as I started this channel, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you talk about Jesus way too much." Then I thought, well, maybe if I kind of go in a different route. This is still a Christian YouTube channel. This is my main focus. But also, I want to give people other topics like video gameplay. I want to give people something else that they can sink their teeth into. Uh, which also, there will be some video gameplay coming later this year. Uh, I don't know exactly when, but I know that it's going to happen. The new Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I do want to play that for you guys. But here's the thing on that one. I want to play it and try to beat it before I do, so I kind of give you guys an idea. So it kind of gives myself an idea of how this game is played and if it is good enough for YouTube. So I'm going to play it beforehand. I'm going to beat it, and then I'm going to see if I'll go back and I'll think about it, and then we'll put it out there for you if I think it's good enough for y'all to watch and enjoy. One of the other things that I like about YouTube is that you can get a message out there, and it's all over the world, and it can encourage somebody. Um, it can encourage somebody and strengthen someone who is on the verge of wanting to give up. Now, sometimes in life we get beat down a lot, and I wanted to use YouTube to encourage somebody and also kind of strengthen them in ways that they don't realize. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this YouTube channel. But I wanted to give other people, instead of all this Christian talk, I wanted to give other people some different topics, some different videos and different ideas and different, gameplay. So they're not really just getting the Christian one, all the time. I want to give people something else that they can enjoy. And if they want to watch the encouraging videos, they can do that if they want to. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. I wanted to encourage people and kind of give God share God with a different viewpoint. Of course, I always go by what the Bible says, but there's more to what God is than what the Bible can say. Um, yes, I do read the Bible a lot, but I think that there's so much more to God than what the Bible can actually put out. Because the Bible even said, when Jesus was alive and he was doing his ministry, he healed more people than the Bible could put into words. They couldn't write it all down what he did for them. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this YouTube channel. I wanted to give people who are looking for encouraging things, looking for hope, And Jesus is my hope. Jesus is what gives me the strength to get up and do things every day. I've been kind of, beat down over the last couple of years, but I'm getting back in there and I'm holding on to what God is doing. Um, so I'm just praying, I'm just praying that this YouTube channel someday will take off and more people will find it and be encouraged by it. So I hope that answers your question. All these responses answer your questions, Zach. Thank you for asking these questions. I thought they were really good. I hope they are the answers that you're looking for. So let's go to feeding the machine. Red 2605. Okay, so his questions are favorite Demon Hunter song lyrically. Dude, that is a tough question. Like, I have to. Oof, that is a tough question. I don't really just look at the lyrics. Like, maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't. Honestly, I think Tomorrow Never Comes is a good one. Lyrically, because it's not just about the lyrics for me, but mostly it is. Most of it has to do with the lyrics, but because I look for prophetic words in Demon Hunter, I find a lot of prophetic words and words of knowledge in Demon Hunter. I think they're, but here's why I like Demon Hunter, and why I think they're really really good, is because people don't really understand like how uh, Demon Hunter is lyrically. I think people, but I would have to say True Defiance is probably the best album lyrically. And not only that, the thrashing and the hardcore stuff is just really good, and the lyrics follow right along with it. And the songs and the music tones follow with the lyrics beautifully. Um, like I said, I think that's one of my favorite albums of all time. Uh, but I think lyrically, the worst album probably for me would be Extremist. Um, but anyways, let's see what other questions he has here. Let's see. Have you checked out Linkin Park? Yes, I have checked out Linkin Park. Uh, Breaking the Habit is probably my favorite song, so but I'm not a hardcore Linkin Park fan. Um, so favorite social media platform. All right. So my favorite social media platform, I have so many favorite social media platforms. I like Twitter, I like Facebook, I like uh, YouTube. I do like uh, I think my favorite one would be Twitter because I get to follow on Twitter. I get to follow Elon Musk a lot, and I get to hear how far Tesla's come with their full self-driving technology, and that gives me hope for the future for me with independence because I'm legally blind. So every time I hear something new on Twitter about Tesla and their full self-driving ambitions, I get really excited. Um, the other the other reason why I like Twitter so much is because I like to see how crazy the liberals are and how crazy they are when it comes to uh, how they want, and it just makes me, I make in some ways I feel sorry for them. I just think they do not understand what they're talking about, and they have no idea what's really going on. But they just say whatever they want, and of course you can say whatever you want. I mean, it's a free country. Good gosh, you have the freedom of speech. But really, you don't know what's really going on uh, within our country, really, because you're in this bubble, and you live in $1 million homes. You live in Beverly Hills. You live in, you know, gated communities. You live with security guards, security 24/7. You're not a common day. you know, everyday American, you are very, very privileged. Uh, as you know, because of your hard work, I get that. But sometimes in life, you just think that you're better than us, and so what I really like is to do is go on Twitter and laugh at them. Of course, I don't always respond, but I just think that they're a little bit crazy. Of course, a lot of people in LA are crazy, but uh, you know, but I think my favorite social media platform has to be Twitter, because I can follow Elon Musk and I can follow President Trump and you know, read their tweets and just see how far we're going as a country and what's about to take place, and for my I can follow Tesla and what they're doing with the full self driving and my future with that. So I think Twitter is my favorite. Twitter has to be one of my favorite social media platforms. And not only that, anybody could follow me. So if you're on Twitter, look me up. Uh, just type in John Paul Jackson. I think you'll find me. So and just give me a follow. And I'll if you tweet at me, I'll tweet at you back. So uh, that's pretty much it. I think. Let me see if we've got any more questions from. Um, no, that's it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. Sorry, it was probably a little bit long, but I'm gonna be doing some. I'm looking into some opportunities to make the my videos a lot better. So in the future, look out for better quality videos. And if you come across this YouTube channel and you wanna subscribe, and just feel free to do so. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to click the bell. Feel free to leave a comment on this video or any video, and I'll do my best to respond, because I always like to, you know, if you got questions, I'd love to help you out. So I hope, again, this is the answers to the Q&A. I hope this is helpful. This benefits y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.